ora, I'm Hilary Entwistle. Welcome to Central News for Friday, the 28th of February. The Western Bay of Plenty District Council has released a draft local approved products policy for public submissions. This draft policy states that licensed retailers may sell psychoactive substances anywhere in the Katikati Central Business District, trading hours to be Monday to Saturday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Retired mental health professional and Katikati resident Anne Browling has initiated a petition to promote the concept of a family-friendly zone encompassing the northern half of the Central Business District, where these drugs may not be sold, and also ask for the 100-metre radius protective circle around sensitive sites. Anne says the petition is available in churches, the library, chemist, schools, Baptist and Presbyterian op shops, resource centre, and closes March the 14th. Habitat for Humanity in Tauranga is in need of volunteers to help out a large troop of American volunteers. The not-for-profit organisation is building 2 new homes for those in need with the help of 13 volunteers from the Valdosta in Georgia American chapter. Family Selection Chairman Don Brebner says they are still in need of volunteers though.
Hilary, we're a non-profit organisation, so we try to avoid spending money when we don't have to. We can use volunteers in a number of different ways, coming out and helping on the site, the handyman type of person, or people that are prepared to provide morning teas, lunches, food breaks, whatever.
A colourful festival will celebrate the growing ethnic diversity of Tauranga City. The Multicultural Festival will be held on the 15th of March at the Historic Village, and this will be its 15th year. President of the Tauranga Regional Multicultural Council, Eva Fenn, says you can expect to celebrate an abundance of different cultures.
Our Multicultural Festival will take place on the 15th of March at the Historic Village at 17th Avenue, Tauranga. The start is at 10 o'clock with the official opening, and we'll finish about 4:30 with a reggae band playing to the public.
Now for our region's marine forecast for the weekend. Raglan, west coast, southwest 25 knots, easing Saturday morning to 15 knots, and the southwest swell becomes moderate on Saturday. High tide on Saturday is 1 minute to 11 in the morning. The sea is rough at times on Sunday, and on Monday morning it will become 25 knots. The high tide in Raglan on Sunday is 11:45 a.m. The Bay of Plenty east coast, Saturday becoming variable 10 knots everywhere in the afternoon, and fine in weather for you there. Your high tide in Tauranga will be 7:47 in the morning. On Sunday, the wind becomes a westerly 15 knots and fine, and high tide in Tauranga is 8:42 a.m. Just ahead, motorhomes. Welcome to Central News on TV Central. Motorhomes and caravans and the camping lifestyle remain as a first choice of holidays for many New Zealanders. And with the popular Camper Care New Zealand Motorhome and Caravan Show coming to Mystery Creek this weekend, Anne-Marie spoke with Michelle Connell from Classic Events to find out why the motorhomes and caravans lifestyle is so popular.
I think this lifestyle is so popular because for a long time now your traditional beach house has been out of the reach, financial reach for many people, and this is a fantastic way to actually explore more of New Zealand. You're not fixed in one spot, you actually can suit yourself, and it's actually become very affordable. And as the opportunities for different camp areas and around the country have become more open, it's just opened up the whole of the country and worldwide actually.
What is the Resene Do Up Caravan Challenge about?
We've got 2 competitors who have got some much loved caravans that are in need of a good facelift, and it's a block style challenge, so they're given challenges over the 3 days, 2 challenges over the 3 days, and it's really turning drab to fab in 3 days using Resene products.
It's not all about motorhomes and caravans though. Tell me about the seminar series.
The seminars are fantastic and they're very popular, and best of all they're free and part of the show. So there's 5 different seminars with a range of topics from gallivanting Oz, so you can learn all about what to see over in Australia and to getting the best Freeview channel in your motorhome.
Something a little different is the opportunity to walk through a hot air balloon. Tell me about that.
We've got, it's called a walk-through balloon, so it is inflated on the ground, and it's a fantastic, you can actually be inside a balloon while it's inflated, and it's a fantastic feeling. It's like a huge colourful tunnel, and for just a gold coin donation you can get the chance to do that.
Apart from caravans and motorhomes on display, there's also the Destinations Court. What's that?
That's an area that is many companies who have attractions, sites to see around New Zealand, different campgrounds are in that Destinations Court. So that's for those people who want to know where best to see and camp and stay. It'll all be in that area.
There'll be safety demonstrations around braking as well. Tell me about the electronic stability control.
This is the first time this has actually been demonstrated in New Zealand, and we've dedicated a whole roadway area to show this. So this is how it'll show if your caravan becomes unstable for some reason, you hit a bump or you have a swerve, how this corrects that. And it's a fascinating demonstration, so that will be happening throughout all 3 days.
The show has been held at Mystery Creek this year, which lends itself fantastically to the Top 10 rally. Tell me about that.
The rally is exciting this year. Best of all, it's free. Anyone can come. There's powered sites. You don't have to be self-contained because there's toilets and showers on site. And of course, there's the fantastic entertainment options for both nights that anyone can attend. So we are hoping it'll be a lovely big rally this year.
Tauranga City Council has developed a new policy to add $200,000 to the event funding budget. Events and the promotion of which were a hot election issue. I spoke with Mayor Stuart Crosby to see what some of the factors were that led to the decision.
Ultimately, it's actually going to be just under $400,000, but we haven't changed our events policy and strategy and funding for over a decade. And events are an important part to our city, to any city in New Zealand. They bring a lot of vibrancy and economic value to a city. So we've had a conversation also with the private sector, who are also going to contribute the same amount of money. So that will put us at a new level to support events in our city, and I'm sure it's going to alter the whole dynamic. So we will see bigger and larger events in Tauranga City that you haven't seen before.
So is the goal to set Tauranga up as an enticing venue city?
Well, we already have 500 plus events a year, very small ones right through the large ones like the Jazz Festival or something like that. But we do see events as, frankly, an easy way to bring revenue into the city. You get a huge bang for the buck if you get it right. Helps our accommodation sector. People buy goods at supermarkets, buy petrol, etc., walk around, use our retail sector. And so events are very good for a city, and also good for the locals who can get some passion as well out of the events.
Well, it was quite a big election issue. Is that some of the reason behind it being brought up?
Yes, it is. I was saying before the election is pathetic, frankly, what we were doing in terms of supporting events. A city as large as Tauranga should have done better. So there were politics behind the last election, but the new council got right behind it and said, yep, we understand that. Despite our debt challenges and our rate challenges, they saw this as good value.
The event funding hasn't changed in 10 years, as you mentioned. Why now, though, when debt is so high?
Well, it's about investment. And you can look at the money side of it in two ways, spending or cost or investment. And this new council is very focused on economic development and investment into the city. And that does a number of things. Obviously, it brings money into the city, but it brings employment as well. So we don't see it as a cost, we see it as an investment.
What does the extra money go towards?
It's split really in three areas. First of all, obviously, for the events bid fund, so people can come and bid for that cash to support their event, and that goes through quite a strict regime under certain criteria. It's also for the council itself to help support events by our own infrastructure, rules, regulations, things like that, and also a little bit to help develop in the long term a better strategy on what events should be here in Tauranga City.
There has been a bit of debate over how the events funding should be funded. Where are you up to now? What are the options?
The key issue here is that we support events. The second issue is that we have a number of people from the private sector wanting to also support events in various trusts and other charitable organisations. So the real aim of this is to put it all together and create some serious events funding opportunities.
For more information on anything to do with the council, visit tauranga.gov.nz. Coming up after the break, the Arnold World Champs. Welcome back. Hamilton nutritionist, personal trainer and gym owner Jake Campus is a busy man. He's added to his full schedule with his goal of turning pro in the sport of bodybuilding. Anne-Marie caught up with him recently to find out how he funds such an expensive goal.
Well, I'm lucky that I have some great sponsors. So I'm sponsored by a supplement company called NARLabs. They have great products that can help not only athletes but everyday people, from protein powders to fat burning products to branched chain amino acids. So they sponsor me with my weekly and monthly supplement regime. That can be found here at the Flex Fitness Gym in Hamilton or Extreme Nutrition stores nationwide or their Extreme Nutrition website. So they're a leading brand here in New Zealand at the moment. I'm also sponsored by a company called Muscle Fuel, which design custom pre-made meals, as well as they have a set menu that you can order off, snap frozen healthy meals that are just delivered to your door. They can be delivered nationwide as well. I'm actually the nutritionist behind the meals, so not only do I get to use the product, but I've built those meals to be balanced and healthy for everyday people to use, but as well as top level athletes.
It's difficult fitting in training around work and everyday life, let alone staying on track nutrition-wise. Tell me about an everyday Jake Campus day.
A typical day, well, that would start at 5:30 in the morning with breakfast, some oatmeal and egg whites and whey protein, and then I'd come into work at 7 a.m. and I'd do clients back to back through till about 1 or 2 o'clock. Only give myself a half an hour break where I'd have another meal around 10:30, normally chicken and rice and vegetables. I'd then have meetings because I'm owner of the Flex Fitness Gym here in Hamilton, one of the owners, and at the Mount Maunganui. So I'd have meetings to run through marketing, advertising for that. I'd then head home for lunch, late lunch, 3 p.m. Come back to work 4 till 7 p.m, more clients back to back, and then I'd train in the evening from around 6, 7 o'clock through to around 8 o'clock. Head home for dinner, and then one more meal before bed, pack up my stuff, shower, get ready for the next day, and get up again, do it all again.
In your opinion, what's the biggest misconception about the sport of bodybuilding?
Probably that we're all meatheads. I've got, a high level of education, and I know a lot of other bodybuilders and physique athletes that have a great education as well. And obviously there's, drug use in sport, but that goes down to anybody can use drugs at any level, whether it be, in bodybuilding, rugby, even just recreational. I think that's a very big stereotype that needs to be broken with the sport, because there are a lot of athletes that compete drug-free as well.
You're clearly passionate about nutrition. You clearly love what you're doing. What's your biggest challenge?
Time at the moment is trying to fit everything in with work and training, and also just making sure that I get my body to where it needs to be at the right time, peaking for certain competitions. I want to be the best, so it means you have to be the best on the day as well. Apart from that, I take every challenge in my stride. I understand that there's a lot of things going on in life, but you have to prioritise what is important to you, and I make sure that training and my business are very important to me, as well as my friends, family and loved ones. But they come first, and then everything else has to fall behind that in terms of what I do with my free time.
For more information, you can go to jakecampus.com. It may still feel like summer, but the rugby season is just around the corner. In both our regions, we have an abundance of clubs, and every game played needs a ref. Bay Plenty Rugby Union has their referee day coming up soon.
Yeah, we've got a day on the 9th of March at Te Puke Rugby Club. We're all existing referees, and we look to get new referees along to talk about our refereeing season. And basically we have a compulsory component with the New Zealand Rugby Union called Rugby Smart, which all referees have to do before they referee a game. It's a safety video, so it covers areas like the tackle and the scrum engagement and stuff. And we have various guest speakers. There'll be a fitness component to the day, and it's just generally a fun day, informative day for everyone to get to know what's coming up in the year ahead.
What does it take to be a referee? I mean, do you have to be particularly fit?
Fitness is one part of it. Obviously, the higher you go, the more fit you need to be. At the junior boys, you're just running around with the kids. It's not too strenuous, but at the higher level, fitness is very important. Along with knowledge, once again, the more you know about the laws, the better off you're going to be. Calm head is also pretty important. There's generally plenty of helpful advice from the sidelines, so you can always get help with the laws that way.
Do you have to know the rugby rule book in and out?
Once again, as you progress up the levels of rugby, yes, it becomes more and more important. Probably more important at the junior level is a love of the game and to help the kids out. So junior rugby, it's more fun and the emphasis is on enjoyment. At senior level, it's more technical and they expect you to know the laws a lot better.
I mean, it feels like summer still. So when does the rugby season officially start in the Bay of Plenty?
Our senior competition, our premier competition, kicks off on the 29th of March. So we're about a month away now, so it's not long to go. The rest of the teams, all the other senior divisions, are starting on the 5th of April, so they're a week later. So we'll have a pretty comprehensive senior competition running by April. And then the junior boys and schools kick off in 10th of May.
How many divisions does the rugby union look after?
There's divisions from seniors. There's a senior premier division and that runs right down to Colts for senior rugby. So there's about 6 different divisions in the senior clubs, and then schoolboys run from first 15 down to under 14s. So there's generally 5 different divisions in schoolboy rugby, and then the junior rugby goes from under 6s who play ripper rugby to under 13s.
And you need referees for all of those divisions?
Yes, we certainly do. We are short of referees and we would welcome anyone that wishes to come along. We have a very good course for new referees that called an associate referee course, and that enables people to referee up to schoolboy level.
Sounds like a lot of clubs. I mean, are we talking over 50 clubs here?
Yes, I think there is. The numbers, I'm not sure of the numbers, but there are a lot of clubs, particularly in Eastern Bay of Plenty.
The referee day is on Sunday the 9th of March at the Te Puke Sports and Recreation Club from 9 AM to 5 PM. For more information you can contact the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union. Just ahead we look at O Week. If you have just joined us, welcome to Central News. The students are back at the University of Waikato, and with the beginning of studies also brings Orientation Week. Traditionally, O Week was a time of alcohol-fuelled activities and concerts and parties. However, International Student Advisor Hui Vai explains to Anne-Marie that times have changed.
Yeah, that's a popular misconception, really. Traditionally, in the minds of people around New Zealand, I think, in all university orientations, are that it's a drink fest and students just go in and have a really good time and they're like fresh away from home for the first time, having a big party and drink. The reality is, on campus these days, we provide activities during the day for students, and they're all alcohol-free activities mostly. Also, the activities are really geared around caring and getting the students to be introduced to campus life. And campus life isn't really all about drinking, it's more about studying and having a good time. We have different events going on during O Week, which take the place of traditional drinking related things like the Meat Pie Mile or Win a Car. And there are also giveaways happening all week around the village green.
What can a student expect from O Week this year?
The students can expect to have a good time. We'll have social media coverage down there all week. There are a lot of externals coming onto campus as well. So we've got radio stations and electrical stores from town coming in, giving away giveaways and doing prize draws. Just a fun, happy time to get to know their new friends and have a good time in the sun, I hope.
You mentioned the Meat Pie Mile. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, it's a Waikato Student Union run event, and I won't go into too much detail. It does take place after 2 very key events for the university, which is a chance to meet the Vice-Chancellor, and also we'll be as you know, the university is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. So we'll be getting 400 students together up on the green up here next to the statue, and we'll be making a 50th aerial photo from that. And then they'll head down to the Meat Pie Mile to have the fun amongst themselves.
And Clubs Day is run during O Week too.
Yeah, Clubs Day is huge for us. It's run by Kate from the Waikato Student Union. Now she has over 60 registered clubs and she'd like more. So clubs are affiliated to the Waikato Student Union, giving them benefits to communication and things across campus, so you can get together with like-minded people. Clubs can be focused around cultural, so you might have a Vietnamese or a Thai club or a Japanese club. Clubs can also be focused around interests, so you might have a chess club and even a club for role-playing, simulating things. I'm not too sure what that's called actually.
And Family Day, it's jointly hosted by the WSU and the university. What is it?
Okay, so the Family Day runs on the 8th and it's a Saturday, so it'll go for 3 hours between 11 and 2 o'clock. It's more aimed at our mature students, so hopefully we'll get a lot of families on campus, so adult learners and their children will come onto campus. There'll be face painting, there'll be magicians, there'll be mega big pass the parcel going on, and so there'll be a lot of activities for family-friendly events.
Now for our region's forecast for the weekend, and tomorrow is officially the first day of autumn. Hamilton, your Saturday will have long sunny spells with that southwesterly dying out. Your expected high is 24 and an overnight low of 9. The rest of the Waikato is looking pretty similar for Saturday. Long sunny spells with the southwesterly dying out. Paeroa, your expected high is 24 and an overnight low of 10. Matamata, your high is 21 and an overnight low of 10. Te Awamutu, 24 and 9. And Tokoroa, you have 21 and 7 for your low. The Bay of Plenty, Tauranga, your Saturday will be sunny too, with the southwest dying out. Your expected high is 25 and an overnight low of 13. Te Puke, the same, with an expected high of 21 and an overnight low of 11. Now for Sunday, Hamilton, cloudy periods with a westerly breeze. Your expected high is 23 and an overnight low of 11. The rest of the Waikato is similar, with a little cooler in some places. Paeroa 24 and 11, Matamata 21 and 11, Te Awamutu 23 and 11, and Tokoroa you have 21 and 10 as your expected temperatures. The Bay of Plenty is looking like a mixed bag for your Sunday. Tauranga fine with a westerly developing as the day goes on. Your expected high is 23 and an overnight low of 14. Te Puke, mainly fine, a few showers east of Whakatane, and you too have that developing westerly. Your expected high is 21 and an overnight low of 11. That is Central News for today and this week. We'd love to hear from you, so email us at news@tvcentral.co.nz or like us on the Central News Facebook page. Let us know what you think of the new format to the show, or if you have something interesting going on in your community that you think we should know about. Join me again next week as we bring you more of what is happening around the Waikato and the Bay of Plenty. I'm Hilary Entwistle. I hope you have a lovely evening and a fantastic weekend.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.